YTRBB, YouTube Radio by BoogerB.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, YouTube. This is the second episode of YouTube Radio. My name is MrBoogerB, or Sean, if you'd prefer to call me by my first name. And I am excited because this is my second episode of YouTube Radio, like I just said. I'm not sure why I'm repeating myself, but I've been racking my brain on what to say on this part of the commentary before I get to the main part. And I've come up with nothing, and I'm assuming it's because it's only my third commentary and I'm new to this, so let's hope that gets fixed. But this video is mainly going to be about my review/impressions over Warhammer 40k Space Marine. Now, before we get to that, I'm going to do a little news episode over this past weekend, a little gaming news. But before we get to that, I thought I'd serenade you guys with a little electronic music. Welcome back, guys. I hope you liked that little snippet of music. Now, let's get on to the gaming news of this weekend. Now, Diablo 3, its release date was moved back to all of our dismay. Now, it was just moved back a little bit to early 2012. And its original release date was sometime no one knew in late 2011. Now, although it's been moved back, the beta has now been extended. So if you'd like to sign up for the beta, just go to us.battle.net and you can sign up for it there. And that was pretty much it for that. Old Republic, the new Star Wars game coming out, has a set release date for December 20th. Or December 22nd in Europe. Now, let's all hope that it's actually a good Star Wars game. We've been craving it for a while, forever. Now, let's just hope that it's good. And Rage is coming out in just a little over a week, and it's said to be another 3-disc game. And we had a lot of that in LA Noir, so let's at least hope it's good enough to be a 3-disc game and is worth our money. But if it's a good game, 3 discs makes it very worthwhile, so let's cross our fingers. In the last bit of news, we have MapleStory is updating its game, and on what, you ask? It is updating to keep in-game romances alive. Yes, it has found out that the divorce rate in MapleStory is so huge that they are making an update so it is in your best interest to stay as a couple. Now, I laughed when I heard this because that's just ridiculous. Like, how does this get their attention out of any possible game mechanic? They're worried about people staying married. But, hey, whatever. If people are into it, MapleStory is not that bad of a game, so whatever. But other than that, I have no more news. I'm just gonna kick it off into the review/impressions portion of the video right after this musical transition snippet that I'm going to show you. So I will see you in another little bit. Welcome back, guys. So let's just get into this review/impressions which is the whole main part of my video. Now, this isn't going to be perfect. I'm not going to cover every basis, but just bear with me. I'm just telling you what I thought about the game, my opinion. You don't have to follow my opinion. So, the first off, I have to get to, this game is satisfying to no end. Just whatever mechanic, the fighting, the shooting, when you're running and you're stomping and the screen shakes because you're some big heavy space marine. It is so satisfying. I cannot stress that enough. If you play this game, no matter how long, you will always just continually go, "Argh! Oh yes, give me more." Now, a lot of people say this is very repetitive, which I admit, like, maybe a couple times in this middle where all the combat scenarios are the same, it'll get a little repetitive, but for the most part, it's really not. You got your melee combat that you go through, and you can do whatever you want, and then there's multiple guns to choose from, and then with the introduction of the chaos marines and stuff like that, it introduces a whole new style of how you have to play to beat them. So I don't really agree with that. It's a great game. The story part I thought was fantastic. I'm not much for background lore and all that stuff, but I thought it was a good story nonetheless. I'm not sure how well they did covering their bases so people weren't confused. I certainly didn't feel confused, but my uncle's a big fan of this, so I might have gotten a little trickling down of information. But, oh, and I played that PC strategy game, Dawn of War, and, oh, that was fun. But, so I wasn't too lost, but if you're a big part of Warhammer, you're going to love this game. It's a great game. I can't stress that enough. So, what else is about there? Is there the how it looks? Oh man, it looks fantastic. I have pretty nice TV, but even without it, I think this game, the graphics, as you can see on your screen, are just amazing. They I drool every time I play this game. It is so good. Oh man. So, I'm not really sure what else to say about it. It's really good. I completely recommend you getting it. I would give it at least a 9 out of 10. There's very few things that this game could do to make better. I noticed a few places where there's screen tearing and stuff like that, but it's really not noticeable, so your game won't be like affected. You won't be, stop screen tearing. It's perfectly fine. Um, there is a couple parts that are hard, but that's the challenge of it. So there's really no problem with this game. It's a really good game, but to be like a 10 out of 10, it has to be like so fantastic, and none really come to mind that I could use an example, but that doesn't really matter. This is about Space Marine, and the characters, the character development and the characters and the voices. I thought all were excellent. Captain Titus is a badass. I think it all worked out well. Just almost all of this game is just smooth. As you can see, the graphics are just amazing. So that's pretty much it. I would very much urge you to get this game, and that's it. I would give it a 9 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed this episode of YouTube Radio. My name is MrBoogerB, and I'll be signing off. I will see you on Wednesday with the first episode of Game Night.